Hi, welcome to Jamaican Cooking 101. Once again, we present to you another Jamaican favorite dessert. It is known as banana bread. Yes, but this banana bread has a bit of style, a bit of flair. So, let me prep the ingredients and we'll be right back. Remember to like, share and subscribe. Welcome back. So here I have the ingredients and I have my tools. In the strainer, the sieve here, I have some flour and I have just added some cinnamon, and I'm gonna add a bit of salt for flavor. Now salt is optional, so if you're using butter that is salted already, then you don't need to add salt. As my raising agent, I'm using baking soda and baking powder. Alright, so you can always check for the recipe, but this banana recipe is quite straightforward. So we have now almost all our dry ingredients here. So we're gonna sieve this and set it aside. So that's flour, baking powder, baking soda, a bit of salt and some cinnamon. Once sifted, we set that aside. We have 3 ripe bananas here, a cup of sugar, 3 eggs, and 1/4 cup of milk. And it requires a cup of oil, but instead of using oil, I have melted some butter. So we find that the butter gives it so much beautiful taste. So I have put the sugar in a bowl and now I'm adding the melted butter. I'm gonna just give that a good stir. Of course, I'm gonna use the hand mixer, that will go way faster. I have the oven preheated to 365 degrees, and then once the bread starts baking up, then I will turn it down. Okay, so I'm taking shortcuts and I'm using the hand mixer to crush the bananas. Alright, so here I am cracking the eggs, and you know you're not to crack all the eggs in one bowl, just in case one is bad, it will spoil the others. So you make sure to crack them in individual bowls or separately, and then you put them together. Doing a quick whisk with the hand mixer, and then I am going to combine all the liquid ingredients in one bowl and the dry in another bowl. Alright, so I've just added the eggs to the butter and sugar. I am making a well in the center of the dry ingredients, and then we are going to be combining. Now I have squeezed a bit of lemon juice in the milk, and this is to give some acidity for the raising agent to work with. I'm going to be adding a bit of vanilla, 2 teaspoons of vanilla to the liquid ingredients, and I'm going to be adding a bit of molasses to the bananas. It is not so much for sweetness, but it is there to give a bit of color. I don't want the banana bread to be too light in color. So I'm going to be combining liquid with dry ingredients now, and I'm gonna quickly do some cutting and folding. Now because banana bread is a quick bread, you want to stir very lightly and make sure not to over stir. Alright, so I have just added the crushed bananas with the molasses, and then I'm going to be adding the milk. Now you could add raisins, peanuts, whatever kind of nuts you want, but for today I'm not going to be adding any raisins to my banana bread here. I'm going to be adding some walnuts. I have chopped the walnuts so they are in small pieces, and I'm also going to be adding some shredded coconut. Now you're thinking that this is lumpy, that's how it's supposed to look. You don't want to mix it until it becomes thin. Alright, so I'm quickly gonna add the nuts. And as I said, I'm using some walnuts and some coconut. And that is why I said this banana bread has a little bit of style and a little bit of flair. No, this banana bread will not be a light one. This one tends to be very moist and it is dense because it is so rich, right? So you're not gonna have a well airy light cupcake texture. This is almost gonna be like muffin, right? Muffin texture. So I have two baking tin loaf pans pre-prepared. They have been lined, greased and lined, and I am gonna pour the mixture in. I'm gonna make one a bit more than the other simply because I want to show you what exactly it looks like. I want it to come out well. I want some good slices from it. Okay, so we're scraping out all that's left into the second loaf pan, and we're making sure to get everything in. Oh yes. All right, and the oven is well preheated now, so we're just gonna add both of them, and we're placing them on the second shelf. You know, the second shelf tend to be the hottest, so we're gonna have those in for about 45 minutes or until done. And we know how to test baked goods such as breads and muffins. Once they spring back, or they start leaving the sides of the pan, or if you prick them in the center and the instrument comes out clean, they're fine, they're ready. So at this point they are halfway cool, but I am going to turn them out of the pan simply because I want them to still have that crusty effect on the edges. If you leave them in the pan, they're going to sweat and then get soggy and chewy. Alright, so I'm going to turn them out and leave them on the cooling rack. Okay, now it's time for us to put on a little pretty. We're gonna dress up this banana bread. So I have some whipped topping here, and I'm just gonna put it all over. No particular style, just all over randomly. Alright, so random way. So I'm going to randomly place the whipped topping all over the banana bread, and then I'm going to sprinkle some shredded coconut. So guys, this is a real treat, it might look rough on the outside, but oh my gosh, it is moist and beautiful on the inside. So I'm cutting some nice chunky slices here and quickly displaying them so that you can see. As I told you, the texture will not be refined as a cupcake. It is moist, it is rich, and you only need one slice of this. I'm certain of it. You can have this with your coffee or whatever beverage you want. So thank you so much for watching Jamaican Cooking 101.